Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for being here. Please take your time and start a watch party. Share this link with your friends and family. Send them to Work with the Masters on Facebook or on YouTube. Work with the Masters, all one word. Please take the time to do that. I'm so happy that you're here with us this evening. My name is Dana Wilson. I am the CEO and director of Hair Cares Inc., located in Hopewell, Virginia. I have coined myself as the hairpreneur coach. And I want to just share a little bit about myself before we get started this evening. Um, I'm the hairpreneur coach. What does that mean? I do everything hair, okay? And it's so funny to say that because who knew I would have anything to do with hair? That was not in the cards for me at all. But however, here I am. So I am a Sisterlock consultant. I've been in the Sisterlock family for over 20 plus years. I am a certified trichologist. And what that means is I'm a hair loss specialist. I am a paramedical professional who have studied scalp disorders, hair, and hair loss. I'm also a certified cold capper. And what is that? A certified cold capper is someone that helps people who go through like chemo or radiation and they want to save their hair. So that's a really cool thing that I'm doing. I'm also a certified biomedical research assistant. And what is that? I am someone that can help people do research studies on products and things of that nature. So if someone wants credibility in regards to their product line, I can help you create ethical research studies so that we can get credible information about how well your product works or don't work or do what you said it's supposed to do. So that's who I am. And today, I just want to have a conversation, or you guys to be a part of this conversation with my guest today, Roselee. Roselee is also a hairpreneur coach as well. I'm naming her that. And we're just going to have a dialogue about our hair journey and really our Sisterlock journey, because that is how we are affiliated with each other. Me and Roselee have never met, believe it or not, although we've known each other for years. We have never met. And so this is really our first time actually having a one-on-one live conversation with one another. So you get to partake in that. So I'm going to bring Roselee in. Roselee, I'm going to pronounce it right. Mathu.
Mathu, that's correct. That's correct. How you doing?
She is the CEO of Roselee's Hair Care and the director of Stylist Excel Academy. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome.
So what me and Roselee have in common is Sisterlocks. That's how we've been acquainted. But this is our actual first one-on-one little live conversation. So welcome, Roselee.
Thank you. Thank you. It's exciting.
Yeah. And so I just gave them a little bit of background about myself. If you don't mind sharing with the audience who you are, that would be so great.
Awesome. I'm Roselee Mathu, and I'm originally from Zimbabwe, because that's always the first question people ask.
Right.
People think it sounds Jamaican, but no, it's from Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been doing Sisterlocks for about 12 years.
Okay.
And I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody knows that, or if whoever knows me knows that that's what I do.
Okay.
Yes. Whether I wear them or not, they're the best thing since sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
And so currently I offer Sisterlock services, and I'm transitioning to training full time because there are so many students needing direction for how to build their business. And so actually when I became a trainer is when I realized some of the things that I was not doing correctly. And then it looks silly telling people in class that you should do X, Y, Z, and then you'll come to your space and do something else. So I really challenged myself to do the build the business the way that it was designed to be built, and with the with the protocols that are supposed to be in place. So I worked hard to try to, make sure that if in class I say you're supposed to do this, then I've implemented that in my business as well. And so that's been working out really well because it helps people, you know, do good work and build great businesses. So that's been exciting. And so I feel like I want to do that more. Mhm.
But Rosalie, how did you even learn about Sister Lives? Because this is always really an interesting. Everybody has a story to tell, right?
Right.
About how they learned about Sister Lives. So please share with us.
So, that was 2007.
Okay.
So I used to always have some kind of extensions. I thought my hair was difficult to work with. I never, I never wore it out. Actually, I should go back to I should go back to when we came to the States. I was 12 and I was in 8th grade. And in Zimbabwe, I never used to go to the salon, right? Someone would always do your hair at the house. So uh, because we're coming to America was such a special occasion, I went to the salon, got this elegant style. It looked like flat twist, but they did it with a needle,
Oh,
right? It was
okay.
it was it was the bomb, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So so in my attempt to fit into the culture, I had the style, but I had it was a bubble jacket, I had my first pair of jeans, high tops. I thought I was blending in. But the as soon as I entered the school building, people were like huddled up in places, whispering to each other, like, I think that's the African girl. I think that's the African. I was the first African person at the school.
Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, how did they know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Right? How do they know? Because I'm really trying to fit in. Right. So I went through all this. I only wore the style for a week, and my mom was so upset because I came home and I was like, we got to take this out now because that's all people want to talk about. And when I'm explaining that it was done with a needle, they were like, what? So they sewed your scalp. It was just too much of a conversation piece. I just wanted to like blend in.
Right,
My accent, everything was making me stand out and I was trying to
right.
blend in.
So you needed
So
to change your hair.
right. So that was the first time I got a relaxer, but this was the process. I took the hair out and my afro was this big,
Oh my God.
right?
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Is that a wig?" So the next week I got a relaxer, and then that's how I was able to fit in. So from there, I was always trying to keep it muted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I came to Atlanta, and everybody and their mama was natural. So I was like, "Oh, I need to." Well, I was a trends chaser, so if that's what people were doing, then that's what I was doing.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, uh, so I went natural, and but with extensions. I never wore the hair out. Right, I would get it done, wash it today, get it done tomorrow. I wasn't wearing my hair out, but I was natural. And then when the braider said my hair was too long to do the type of braids that I was asking for, that's the first time I thought, oh, if my hair is that long, maybe I should try to do something. And that's when I was browsing one day online looking for this natural solution, and I came across this website where the lady had she had curls,
Yeah.
and I couldn't tell what it was, but she had curls, and it was like one of those flash media things that the hair went in slow motion. She threw it back and it went in slow motion like this. I was like, ooh, what is that? I want that, right? And then it had on the side over there, no extensions, your own natural hair, book a consultation, whatever. So that's how I booked the consultation and went to I went to the consult. She said, come with your hair shampooed, no product in it. And I thought she was crazy because I was going to work and then I was going to go to the appointment.
Yeah.
Uh, so I blow dried it. I think she told me not to blow dry it, but I did anyway.
Right.
I blow dried it. So I put the scarf so I could go to work and then go to the appointment. So when I got there, she was like, she had to wet it. So fine, she had to wet it to do what she needed to do. And then she said, okay, we'll book your appointment for 2 weeks. I was like, excuse me?
That's so funny you say that because I was actually active duty military Air Force,
Uh-huh.
and I was sitting at my desk. I had no business scrolling on the internet, and I went to I was on a Rastafarian site, and I don't know why because I knew that I would not be able to partake in that kind of locking system, being in the military. But I knew, for some reason, I just knew that it had to be something out there where I could wear my hair natural, but it'd be manageable being in the military, right? Because you're deploying, you working out, you sweating every day, right?
Mhm.
And so I see this little tiny hyperlink that says sisterlocks.com. And I click on it and I see Dr. Cornwell with these beautiful, small, stylable locks. And I almost fell out my chair. Okay. And I said, this is it.
That's
This,
it.
this is it. I mean, and so at that time you had to call the home office
Oh, wow.
where they had listed the city and states that they had a consultant in, but you had to
Wow.
call the home office to get the phone number.
Oh, wow.
And they gave me the phone number. And literally, I called the consultant on the phone. I said, listen, I want to get my hair done today. And she said, no,
No.
that's not how it works. She said, you got to come in for a consultation. I said, consultation?
Yeah.
And so I went, and when she told me, she put the sample locks in there. And when she told me the price, I said, oh, that's why. I said, that's why.
You need a consultation.
But
You gotta go.
But listen, I was totally sold, because here's the thing. When I was a little girl, I mean, I never really did hair but my own, right? I didn't, I wasn't the girl that was doing everybody's hair. But anyway, I would plait my hair in little tiny plaits and use my rollers and roll it and style it in ponytails and everything. I did that.
Really?
I did that. So when I seen Dr. C, I knew that was it. I just knew it.
I don't know, it has like a reaction with your insides, right? Like when you see it for the first time, it's like, what is it and how can I get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's how that and I was the worst client too. Oh my God, the worst.
My God.
I think I had to get fired from my consultant before I paid more attention to what I was doing. But I felt like, since I had locks, that I could do whatever I wanted to do. So like soon after getting the locks, I went on some vacation. We went to the beach and I'm all in the water.
Oh my Lord.
So I come back.
Oh, you were fine. You were the
worst.
You were the
She
worst.
was like, what did you do? I was like, I did everything you told me.
Oh my goodness, you were the worst. You're the one I'm talking about in class.
Yes, the worst. And then, like one time wasn't even good enough, right? Then I ran out of my starter shampoo. I had some Dove moisturizing something in the shower. I used that. But I think that I did a third thing. Oh, I used to mist it all the time because, again, I had never worn my hair out, right? So that curl was just really fascinating to me. I was misting it all every day. She had to refer me she looked at her schedule. She was like, I don't have time to do this kind of thing. She looked at her schedule and sent me to somebody else.
Well, what was the turning corner for you? What happened? Were you
the person, my eyes are watering, sorry, we're laughing so much. But the person that she referred me to gave me the business. Like it was 8 hours for her to fix my hair.
Oh, wow.
And she told me exactly what I was doing and how she couldn't believe that I would spend this kind of money and be so negligent. 8 hours, she was like, I want to tell you, I can tell you you're not wearing a shower cap. I can tell you you're doing this and this and this. Yeah. I mean, and then she was my consultant for like years. She used to come in, when I got pregnant, she used to come and do my hair at home. Yeah, she was not playing. And so because of that consultant, I was able to straighten up, and I can tell from a distance for my clients now what they're doing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
that's good. That was very helpful.
So what had you then decide you want to be a consultant? Because I mean, obviously you were the worst client, okay? So how do we turn the corner to then decide, yes, I want to be a consultant?
So, they pissed me off at work.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Okay.
They pissed me off. They said there was some, job that was waiting for me, to move into,
Okay.
that I was doing provisionally for a year, and then when that year came, the job was no longer available while I'm still doing it. So
Okay.
I was like, yeah, so that's not going to work. So then I needed plan B, but doing hair was not what I was thinking.
Right.
But I was already doing braids though.
Oh,
I
you
was
were.
doing I was doing braids on the weekend at the salon,
Mm-hmm.
and the most of the people there were doing sister locks, and I was just doing braids and getting my hair done. Um, so coming from all Africans know that you only have three choices of a career. You're either a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. That's it. So doing hair was never like on the list.
Okay.
So in fact, when I told my dad I was going to do hair, he was like, I mean, just, he just could not believe that all this time you spend to go to school, this is what you're going to do, because he just felt like that's not how you support yourself. So,
So
obviously,
that's so interesting. So that kind of tells the story why you're so strategic
yeah.
with your business. You take it seriously right away.
Well, because yeah, well, I think strategic is always. I used to be a chemist, a quality chemist. So,
Okay.
like the science of Sisterlocks is really fascinating, and I mean, just the way that it's put together, like
Got
it's like a business in a box anyway.
got
So
it.
you don't have, if you do it right the way that it's presented, you're not gonna fail, right? But then there are, small improvements you can make, as especially with technology. There's small improvements that you can add to, or things that other industries are doing that you can add to. I'm always that person that I can see that I wanted to do this, but I never, the skill set is not there at the time that I'm thinking that I want this thing to do this.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, that's when, especially during the pandemic, I taught myself how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. That is so interesting. That tells me a lot about you. That, that tells me so much.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
it's the science that intrigues you about it all.
yeah, because when I was sitting in class the first time, I mean, so many things happened. Actually, Denise was my trainer,
Oh,
which is
really?
funny that she was on yesterday.
Yeah.
But Denise was my trainer, and on the first day of class, um, I asked her. I don't even think we had even gotten too far into the lessons, or the lessons at all. It was
Mhm.
just in that beginning part,
Yeah.
and I asked her, "How do you become a master trader?" And she was like, "Can you get certified first?" If I
Wow.
ask her, if when I tell her the story, she's like, "I didn't say that." But she was like, "Yes, please get certified first, then we can talk about that." But that was always my goal from the day uh, that I was in that class the first time. Uh, that's how I felt like I wanted to show others how to do it. But
Right away. Day
yeah, day one, and then also when we got into the details of it, it just all like made sense, right? To have different shapes, right? Different shapes conform to the same thing,
Yeah.
and then the uniqueness of each person's hair having applied the same thing, but then have it come out so different. It's just like,
It,
man,
I
it will
mean,
never get old, basically.
it just can't. It just can't get.
Yeah.
It
So
just can't get old.
I,
That,
I enjoy it.
yeah. Cool. So you become a consultant. How did you? How did you get clients? Well, you were braiding. So did you convert those braiders, those folks that was getting their hair braided?
No, actually, so the salon I worked in was well, it wasn't a sister lock salon, but it was a lot of sister locks going on,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
So uh, which is another reason why I felt like I don't know how people do it alone, because I immediately had help to build my business.
Okay.
So so the consultant would do um, the establishments, and then the follow-ups would be, because her schedule was full. The follow-ups would be my assignment, or if she got new clients calling in, then she would assign them to me for the people that I needed for certification. And so it just was a really nice environment to see different hair types and how she handled different kind of people. And she had a lot of structure about how she did things. So it was easy to, right? It was easy to follow and then see how you infuse yourself in those situations. Like, if something happened and it didn't go well, you'd be like, okay, note to self, don't do that. And if something went well, you'd be like, note to self, maybe try, do more of that. But the clients after a while were referrals, like you did that first person, and they told other people. So I I thought about creating like a family tree of my clients, because like you can literally tell who referred who, and then the conversation that they had about what to expect. So I didn't know how I didn't know how I came across to the clients, but they made sure to tell the people that they referred that you better be on your P's and Q's, because she'll set you straight if you don't. But she do it nicely, though, they said.
You had a couple that would be honest with you about it, right?
Right. Or the one lady was like, I just want you to know that you're really good at client management, because I can tell I've been managed.
Oh, that's too cute. Now that's just stuff. So you got these clients. Then how did you then decide to go off on your own? Because obviously you was under somebody's tutelage, right?
Right.
And now it's time to go off on your own. How did you make that call?
So first, it was the real decision maker was the distance from, because I had a baby a year after becoming a consultant. So the distance from the salon to my child's school, one day I was stuck in traffic, and it took me like an hour and a half to get to my child, and it was like I got to do something, that feeling of I can't get where I need to get. And, it was just too much. So that was how I decided to move closer to home. And I hesitated about moving closer to home for a second, because I was like, all these clients that I've been working with, were they really going to come with me? And so as first I told the salon owner, that this is what I was thinking about doing, and she gave me the okay to start, tell the people whatever. Everybody I told was like, girl, if you move to Timbuktu, I'm coming with you. I was like, okay. So it was just eye-opening. It was in the same way that when I quit my job, or the day I decided to quit my job was someone calling, because I was doing hair on the weekends. Someone called on a Monday wanting to get their hair done, and I was like, "Oh, people get their hair done on Monday."
You're my kind of girl.
I was like, "Okay, so if people get their hair done any day of the week, then I can go do this, right?" So that day when I couldn't get to my child was the day that I was like, I need to find something else. But the eye opener was that the clients were willing to come with, because the distance was a great distance, but they rationalized it like, it's only, every 6 weeks I could do it, the different places that I've been, they've come with. And then it also makes you appreciate or do things that you can do to accommodate them, because they're willing to go so far on your behalf.
Right. Loyal clients, taking care of your clients, obviously foster loyal clients. True. I've been in many scenarios where my clients right now, they travel 3 hours easy to get to me, 3 and 4 hours
Right.
easy.
Yeah.
I remember at one time I was being flown to another state for the weekend. just to have a weekend of doing retightening. So I know all about that. I know all
Hmm.
about that.
Hmm.
So now you have this big clientele. So I'm assuming that you then added more consultants to your salon space.
Yeah, so that journey was interesting because it makes you really aware of yourself
Yeah.
and how you interact with people. Because as first you act out of frustration, like I just need help, right? The people are so many, you just need help, so you just take anybody,
Okay.
and then anybody does something crazy, and then you're like, no, I need the I need a process. So
Mhm.
the process has evolved, but I've always known that I want to help others get to the same place or farther. And I've also always known that after we master the skill, there's something else that you bring to the table that is exposed once the skill becomes like you're driving, right? It opens up space for some other things. And so that's the part I like to see how people take Sisterlocks in a certain direction. And
Mhm.
it makes for really great collaborations with people based on, we come together about Sisterlocks, but then we branch off or are able to complement each other on other things.
Yeah, that's so cool. It
Mhm.
sounds like you were like the worst client, and and you have definitely learned along the way.
Well, I don't usually let anything happen to me twice. Like if I'm doing it again, it's because I'm doing it differently, right? Like I don't what if it happens the first time and I don't like it, it's not happening again.
Mhm. So truly, even now where you are, I mean, obviously you're coaching people, you're training people, you have other consultants that work with you or for you. Um, like what's next? What is next? Because I mean, we're strategic here, clearly,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. We are. So you gotta keep your stuff,
Oh, okay,
in here.
okay,
But
oh, okay. But you can tell me something.
yeah, but there's always a level, right? There's always another level.
Okay.
So I feel like after I master how to convey information to the new person,
Mm-hmm.
right? The next level will be how do you keep the seasoned person reaching for the next, right? Reaching for the next level, whatever that next level is.
Okay.
And as I said, sometimes that next level is not in the skill set, it's in opening up the opportunities
Yeah.
for what else they have to offer within the context of the community.
Mhm.
So I feel like,
Sounds like you're a hairpreneur coach.
okay, well then let me be that.
Sound like you might need to come over here on this side of the house where the hair loss specialist
Okay.
vocab.
I don't know about hair care. So one thing I know about me
Mhm.
is I know my lane, right?
Mhm.
And so as far as like, I don't know, I think Sister Lux was just a fluke that I'm physically in the doing of it.
Yes.
Because when I used to live in Ohio and I went to nail school
Hmm.
because the goal was to open a spa, but then I didn't want to not know what the people knew so I could know that they were doing a great job. And then in hindsight, I really should have just done the whole cosmetology thing, but I didn't. So so I feel like I don't think there are other people who are more passionate about that area than I am. So I want to stay in the lane
Hmm.
where it makes more sense to me. And the way it makes more sense to me, one time somebody told me business is business. Like you could be running a cupcake eatery, whatever you could be running whatever it is, but the fundamentals of business are the same. And I think that's what I enjoy the most. So maybe I'll start talking to people about other kinds of businesses. Who knows?
Okay, so you're all about business then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what would you tell a new consultant? What would be? leaving the Sister Lock classroom, just learn the technique and what Sister Locks is all about, what could you tell that person?
Well, definitely, I'm a fan of finishing your mannequin.
Got it.
So I know that I didn't finish my mannequin, but as I said, I had help, right? And I'm that person that I can watch what you're doing and get the gist, right? Maybe not the details, but the gist.
Yeah.
And so because I got the gist, my first person was rejected for
Okay.
for certification. So I think doing the mannequin helps you with seeing the gist, right? Because the mannequin has got all these issues going on with it, and uh, that could be somebody's head, right? And what I find is there's an emotional component, right, to doing Sisterlocks because of the amount of time you spend with people, and you're trying, especially in the beginning, you're trying to bring in several things. You're trying to make sure you do it right. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to make sure you're interacting with the people well. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you get to that frustrated place, you're tired, you get angry, the hair's not cooperating, she won't hold her head straight. That's the place, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's the place where you need to learn. So if you do that on the mannequin and you are aware of how you feel while you do it, if it's feeling good to you, and you got your music and you're jamming and you know what you're doing, then you can spend time with somebody else. But if you are, like the lady said, she was going to throw the mannequin across the room, then you're not ready to do people's hair at that point, right? You got to get that together. So I think addressing that's another area that I like to focus on, or that fuels me, is the mindset. So
Oh, the consultant.
even for my clients, there's some things, if you say, if you say them out loud, how does that sound to you? So I like the process of naming your mannequin. So when you say something crazy and you put the
The name.
person's name in front of it, like, how does that sound to you, right? And it just makes you aware of yourself. What do you want to be putting out there? How do you want to feel?
Mm-hmm.
I
So
had
good. I'm glad you said that. Now, for the client, so you would tell the consultant to be, basically, if I heard you correctly, I mean, be conscious of their why they're doing it, and how they're conveying themselves. Also, to do the mannequin up front to get that experience before working on someone's head. What would you say to the client? How does the client pick the right consultant?
mm, that's a good one. That is a good one. Uh, I would say to the client, the first place you need to go is sisterlocks.com, right? They have a document that has frequently asked questions,
Mhm.
and the process, because what people are missing is the process, right? It's a package of 3 services.
Right.
You have to get a consultation. The consultation includes the specific things, and you need to get those sample logs. And that conversation also for the client needs to be about, can I spend this amount of time for ongoing with this person? Because again, if anything doesn't feel right at that time, then it needs to be addressed at that time.
Okay.
Or you need to already know that I'm this kind of person, and if I hear this red flag type of statement from the person doing my hair, then that's not right. The client also needs a set of questions that they need to be prepared with, to dig deeper about this relationship, because that's what it is. Um, what's his name is King of Lock, Tando Kafele. He has I forgot the name of his class, but it's like the first date or something like that.
Okay.
The consultation is like a date,
Yes.
right? Where you're really trying to figure out, can we spend time together for that length of time? And so if anything is not going well, what clients tend to do is just leave they leave the appointment and they don't come back. And then the consultant doesn't follow up, right?
Right.
Or or even create the space to say, if anything is not going well, please let me know. Give me the opportunity to correct it before you seek other options, right? Can I get that opportunity? So, so the trainee needs to be open to that type of conversation, or be willing to receive that type of feedback. But the client also needs to know that this is a long-term relationship. And so if I'm looking for someone who's going to, like, what do I even want them to do? What do I want them to do? How do I want my hair to look like? And I've seen this, but are you well versed enough to tell me what about me? What about my hair? A lot of my clients would be like, so how is my hair? And when they would ask me that, I'd be like, well, there's nothing new happening, right? We're just retightening.
But for some reason, people have a really different, I don't even know the right word, their impressions of their hair, you find is totally not what it actually
Is right. Right. So if you're not well versed in what you're doing, you're not able to communicate that to them.
Right.
But I think being able to let someone know that your hair is doing this, it's doing well, it's doing well, or whatever little bit you can give them to let them know the state of their hair, they really appreciate it, right? Because they've spent a lot of money, and they want to know that we're always on the right track. And if we're not on the right track, I appreciate you letting me know. I appreciate you letting me know that you need to make some adjustments. Right. And then, don't let me find out about them later. You know what I mean?
Roselee, we have some people. Everyone is saying hello to us. Hi, Nadia, Pamela. We got Pilar, Patricia, Lori. Hi, Lori. Denise. Daquita is saying, yes, you always take notes during the consultation to see if they are a good fit, because you definitely need to see if they are a good fit. And another one is, my first question is always, tell me what you know about Sisterlocks. And always say, Sisterlocks are like a fingerprint. No two Sisterlocks are alike.
Nice. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important to make that distinction about the Sisterlocks journey versus any other.
Right.
Because I find that, there seems to be like some friction between the different types of locks, right?
Okay, right.
And so that's not even the conversation that needs to be had, right? Because people always have options. There's Coke, there's Pepsi, there's Tab, right? There are always options. But when people know what they want, they know what they want. Right. And they know what they want looks like, right? So if that's what they came looking for, you being able to give them the impression and the confidence that you know what you're talking about, that's what draws them to you.
Someone else said people always have a picture of what they want their hair to look like. However, the texture may be different. That's true, Tessa. That is so true.
Hi, Tessa.
That is so true. Let's see. Someone said, you'd be amazed at how many people come to a consult and never been on the Sisterlock website. So now I put it on my email after they confirm their consultation to make sure the hair is clean. Go to the website. That is
nice. That's an example of a good process, right? In addition to telling them in person or over the phone or whatever, send them to the website. I tell clients that it's your opportunity to corroborate what I'm telling you, right? So that you know that I'm going to be offering you this service according to what the website says, right?
Good stuff. So it sounds like you really hone in with the interpersonal skills that the consultant is having with the client. What else is your specialty?
Processes, right? I like efficiency, I like repeatability, and I like results.
Okay.
So like I said, things shouldn't happen to you twice without you trying to figure out what's the problem.
Okay.
So if you're trying to get your time to a certain place in terms of retightening, then and you know what the steps are to retighten, and you're doing those, but your time is not moving, it's your opportunity to examine where in those steps are you failing, right? And what I like the most about Sisterlocks is because of the process, you can always tell where, right, which step you need to work on. You can move forward and find the result wasn't what you expected. Then you can backtrack and be like, oh, okay, so I didn't read the curl pattern properly or something. Okay, it was too loose right here. Okay, the density, something, right, can always let you know where is it that you needed to, or you misjudged, right? I always try to use that word. Judge. You thought one thing and you misjudged it, and then you're open enough to go to the client and say, you know what, I misjudged this thing, and so this is the result, and this is what we need to do.
I was telling the story yesterday that I took a advanced refresher with Dr. Cornwell, and she noticed that I was stroking the lock. Every time I did something, then I start, like stroking the lock. I don't know what made me do that, but it was slowing me up. Period. And it was just something simple like that that made all the difference in the world in regards to the amount of time that I was spending with my clients.
And that's how it is, right? For in mentoring, there's because you've seen it so many times as a seasoned person, you've seen it so many times, so you can correct things more quickly, right? And then once we've sort out all that, we spend more time on how do you relate to people? Why are you behaving the way that you are? Why did you get that response from somebody, right? Why is the client angry with the way that you said this thing? Are you having some issues elsewhere that you need to?
Okay. So you
right?
really are focusing on the mindset. That is huge. That is huge. Yeah, that is huge. Roselee, I got one more thing for you.
Okay.
I want to know something fun fact about you that you would like to share.
I like corny jokes. The cornier, the better. I just like to laugh.
Good stuff. So tell me something. What is the last corny joke you heard then? Tell me.
Well, I don't know about the last one, but my favorite one is knock knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes. Dishes who?
Dishes the police. Open up.
You know what? You are corny. You do like corny jokes.
So if you come to class, bring a corny joke. It'll be amazing.
Oh my God. I can tell people have a hoot with you.
Yeah, we like to have fun.
But
we don't play either.
I know that's right. That's so funny because I do a lot of laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the core, I am a military girl. And I don't play around. So we can laugh and joke, but when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Get back to it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Well, thank you so much. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I learned some things today about you, Roselee.
Don't use them against me, whatever they are.
I know, because this strategic thing, you just put the job at the dime of a hat. If it's not working,
it wasn't at the dime. I planned it. My husband would not allow me to do such craziness.
Right, you just had a last straw, though, right?
I did, and I used to get those a lot, so there was no way I could continue to work for someone else. So it had to be done.
Yeah, well, it sounds like Sisterlocks has been very impactful in your life. Clearly,
Definitely.
Changed whole professions, right?
Definitely.
You went from a crazy client to a consultant,
right?
Training others, hiring others. You have a well-established, well-run business there in Atlanta. So I wish you all the best with
Thank
that.
you.
And it's been so nice having the chat with you. One day we'll meet in person.
I know.
Right? One day. You've been in the Sisterlocks family for how long?
12 years.
12 years.
Mm-hmm.
12 years. And it's been over 20 for me over here.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at you. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Hashtag goals.
right. So we have to meet, and I might be able to twist your arm and bring you on the other side of this science over here, because if you like
You might, because I mean,
like
it's
science, it
fascinating.
might be very interesting to you. And I was not a science girl at all.
Really?
No, science was not. I am a student. I'm a learner, but science was not it.
Hmm.
But now is my whole life. Now it's my whole life.
Yeah.
But again, thank you so much, Roselee. It's been fun. It's been fun, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. Please come back and join us tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.